Good morning, it's great to see you here on a summer morning, most definitely a summer morning. You can hear the cicadas, they're everywhere as they should be. And here's the day. It's overcast, for which I'm grateful because it's not so sweltering hot when it's overcast. It's quite humid here, which is another reason to be grateful for not being sweltering. Mimi, good morning. Mike, good morning. I like this. I never get tired of clouds. And the cicadas aren't here in the trees. They're up there in the trees. They're in the pine trees up the back. Here the garden's a bit quieter. And here you can see, look, the ghost plants are already coming back from being pruned. That's what we have to do, and they get fertilised. You know, all the grey bits fall off and they go into the ground, and then the sticks have half rotted and they end up on the compost heap. There's the magnolia, which will be covered in flowers in spring. Another magnolia, which will do the same thing. And, well, look at the nigella. So many seed pods, which of course means so many seeds. And yes, we have wild campanula, and we have somewhat desiccated anemones, and we have a hebe, which I'm going to have to prune, because you prune them or, you know, they get leggy and then eventually they die. And here is the ginkgo, which I just love the foliage. I mean, look at that. It's so beautiful. You can tell it's been hot because some of the leaves have gone brown, but I love this, and it's going to get big. It's a slow tree, but it's growing, and they're very resistant to drought and wind and everything, so it's going to stay with us. What else have we got here? There's the view, and yeah, and if you're wondering why there's a piece of hose on the lawn, it's because my husband and I fixed the hose reel over the weekend. It needed a connecting hose. She's just picking it up to connect it to the house, and I needed to put the hose on the lawn to get really hot in the sunshine, so that some kinks would be unkinked. So there you go, that's why it's there. Good morning, Kerry, it's lovely to see you. I got to show you this. See, all the belladonna are sprouting. The ones in the middle, the ones around the edge. This is an exciting time. My little challenge is to stop all of the flowers from being completely chewed, because there's some bug, whatever it is, which I got to show you this too, because these ones are early, and you can see they come out and then they get chewed. They're not supposed to look like lace, so they start off all fresh and beautiful, and then something, I don't know whether it's earwigs or what, just says, it happens overnight, says, well, I want to eat this. Good morning, Misty, it's lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome. So here we are in the garden on a Monday morning, and do you know, I'm looking at what we're talking about today, I'm thinking, what on earth was I thinking? Not that it's a bad topic, but normally I can remember where the topic came from. Today, no memory. I'm a new person, right? Every day I'm a new person. So I do think I remember that sometime last week I had a "you've got to be joking" moment. Morning, Jen! I had a moment of either watching myself or watching someone else, or even just imagining as I was thinking about some topic, how somebody might respond, and I know I've done it myself, to the idea of, I've got to be this person or this thing before, you know, whatever it is that I want is going to arrive. I've got to inhabit the space of having it before I have it, and I've got to feel successful and wealthy or healthy or whatever it is before I actually am. And my response to that many times has certainly been, you've got to be joking. You have got to be insane. What the hell are you going on about? And it's that response that I really want to talk about, because that's actually, speaking from experience, that is yours and my personal glass ceiling. We cannot allow into our lives anything that we don't actually feel is us, or that we don't feel worthy of, that isn't me, that isn't who I am. And so if I say to you, look, you have to feel like the most successful person you can imagine. You have to know what success means to you, and you've got to become that, you've got to live that, you've got to breathe that, you've got to behave like that right in the middle of your existing life, which of course is such a challenge to do. And if some part of you, I know this is what happened, I just can't remember what it was about, some part of you rises up and says, forget it. Forget it. No. That resistance, that thing that screams inside you and says, no, this isn't true, and it's never going to be true, and I can't do it, and all the things about how hard you've tried and all that stuff. That thing that insists that I must be mad. Luna, great to see you, honey. That is your glass ceiling. That is what you truly believe about yourself. That is what you truly, really think, feel, believe, embody, inhabit that you are. So the more you find yourself resisting, resenting, fighting, being angry, God, do I know what this is like, at the idea of inhabiting the healing or the financial success or the whatever it is, the more depressing, the more separation you feel, the more impossibility, the more this can't happen, the more I've tried and tried and tried, all of that. The more you feel that, when you consider or listen to the idea of embodying and being and feeling like something else and actually having it in your life, not just idly, oh, that'd be nice, but really, this is what it feels like. Really, I'm putting myself there, I'm imagining it. The more resistance and impossibility and lack and I can't do it and everything that comes up inside you, that is what you really think and feel and believe about yourself. And it doesn't matter how long we've been telling ourselves the same story about all the reasons why. As long as we keep doing that, nothing's going to change. Nothing is going to change until I start being somebody else. Yeah, I know what it was now, I remember. I'm not going to tell you the story, it's a bit awkward, but, trust me, something really ugly and painful and scary inside myself. And I thought, what? You are mad. You want me to stop fighting this thing that I'm terrified about. You want me to stop feeling afraid of this thing, then everything in my brain is saying this is bad, this is dangerous, this is going to mean disaster for me in my future. That was my reaction to it. And I knew that as long as I was staying in the space of thinking and feeling and believing that this is what this means that's going to happen, it's only a matter of time before I, as a powerful creator and manifester, absolutely attract that into my life. It is going to happen. Because I know myself. And so I thought, this has to change. This must change. Whatever it is that you find most impossible to believe about yourself or most impossible to believe about someone else or something else, as long as you truly have that deep visceral reaction that says, oh no, I can't come into peace with whatever that thing is. I can't not fight it, because if I stop fighting it, it's going to happen, and that would be really, really bad. As long as we're still in that space of being in polarity with whatever the thing is, when you're in polarity with something, when you're fighting it, when you're resisting it, you are making love to it, baby. It's coming to you. That's how it works. And so I knew this has to change. And when I was thinking about it, I couldn't figure out how I wanted to feel. I was so rooted in, I can't have it be like this. No, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, and it means this, and it means this, and it means this. And I could go around the circle of the thinking And I have done for years. And it was painful, and every time that would happen, it would fire up, a high beta fear, stress response in me, and I identified it last week, and I thought, this has to change. This isn't loving to me. This is hurting me, and it's also going to hurt the people that it affects when it happens, because I will make it happen. Okay, I got to stop this, but how do I want to feel? And it was like a complete blank black wall. Not even brick wall, just a black brick wall. No, I can't think differently about this. Survival. What I believe in my fear and my angst must be the only solution. Now, there's a thing about being in survival. I learned this from my inspiration, Joe Dispenza, of course. Most of what's useful I've learned from him, that I know. There's plenty more, I'm sure, but I've learned so much from him. When you are in survival, what we tend to do is to do what we've done before, but more and harder. Think about it. You're in stress. You don't have time to think of something creative or new. You are just going to run harder, try harder, push harder, stress harder, whatever it is you're going to do. More of the same and harder and faster. And, knowing this, I thought, oh my God, I have to do something else. But I don't know what else to do. I don't know how else to think. Oh my God, I'm stuck in this. I don't know what else to think. Glass ceiling on my nose, I tell ya. Nose against the glass ceiling. I truly didn't know what to think. And I stood, walked, whatever it was I did. I think I walked around the house. I pace when I think. No kidding, I pace when I live. So, I paced around the house and I was thinking, what is really bugging me about this? What is it that I think I'm reacting to, but I'm not reacting to it? I'm reacting to something else. What am I really afraid of? And I made a connection, which the next day, oh my God, it just hit me like a ton of bricks in meditation. Massive, massive, massive. Taking responsibility for others, people's choices. And I mean, being in a situation of being a guardian. It was my job to look after. And trying and willing and hoping and wishing that these people would make a good choice, and watching them as they self-destructed because they chose something else. And the huge aha was, hey, job done. You looked after them. They have free will. They make the choice. Great. In all the eons of the whole of time and infinity, everybody makes every single choice. It's not my job to insist that they make the best choice. It's my job just to create the circumstances and provide the best advice or support that I can. And if they make a choice that I think is crappy, hey, it's perfect for them. In the whole of infinity, because we all do everything all the time, there's no problem. And this self that I remembered, from another lifetime, if you want to call it that, that was so traumatized by watching this awful, thing, it changed. It's like, oh my goodness, job done. I did my job. They made their choice. And the feeling became, that was an amazing movie. Let's go to bed. Yawn, stretch, not a big deal. This whole thing unraveled about needing other people to make the right choices because I loved them. Who says anything's the right choice? In the whole of infinity, we get to do it all. So, that was the thing. That was the impossibility that I was trying to work my way through, because I could not, the day before, imagine who I would be not completely stressing out about these choices that I was observing in someone I care about. And the reaction in me was so powerful. But I didn't understand what it was about. I thought I was worried about X, but actually I was worried about A, B, and Q. So, point being that we can sometimes be very, very blind to what it is that we actually need to become, because we are so engrossed in and buried in who we're used to being and how we feel about ourselves. And if you're always the one who has to fight to be free, then that can be who you've become, and you're so used to it, you cannot imagine your life being easy. Oh my God, have I done that? we have to actually imagine a completely different self. And sometimes you just hit a complete brick wall in yourself because you have never gone outside of the comfort zone of who you know yourself to be. And you can't imagine your life without the sickness or the financial stress or the whatever it is that you are so used to having and being, so much so that when somebody says to you, hey, you could live a life of ease without stress, without constant fighting and difficulty or fear or relationship challenges or whatever it is, you just say, nah, you got to be joking. That response there, that reaction there, the stronger and the more polarized it is, the more you totally believe in your current state of being. That's what came to me. That's what I realized, and that's what I'm trying, hopefully, to share today. That the more polarity you find in yourself, the more you kick back, the more you react, the more you about something, the more absolutely committed you are to how it's been up until now. And so you have to actually find an equal amount of passion in yourself, or more, really, to say, oh my God, I have this much charge. And there was a lot for me. There was a ton of charge around this, believe me. I have to find something that I can be more passionate about and more committed to and more determined to make real than what I've been so accustomed to in my past up until now, that I believed it was me and this is how my life is and I can't change these things and it's impossible and it's hopeless and it's going to be bad. It just, it's just so much letting go of the old self. Yeah, and accepting what's happened. You're quite right, Misty. We actually just have to, okay, that was happened. It does not define me. It is not who I am anymore. Who the hell am I? Who the heaven am I? Who do I want to be? Because as long as we stay in the emotions and the thinking and the feeling of our past, you're going to send the same signals to your body and the same signals to the universe, and you're going to get the same experience. Sanchia, good morning, sweetie. So it's very challenging because, there's those thoughts and feelings are addictive. I think I'm going to go inside. That weed eater's loud. Good on the people doing the excellent work, but it's distracting for me and possibly for you. So here we go, back into the house. Because, I like it so that we don't have to fight with the background. See, it's immediately quieter in here. Yeah, you got to show people, you got to do what you can do, mostly you got to set the example. But ultimately, they have to take their own journey. And, every parent goes through that of, oh my God, my kids have got to make up their minds and hopefully they don't screw up. Excuse me, I just got to put this so I can actually put it down. But the point I really wanted to make is that we get so committed to who we've been in the past and to how it's been in the past and how we believe it's going to be in the future based upon how it's been in the past. And you can have so much evidence, and I mean real evidence. Look at my life, look at my body, look at my house, look at the people I've, look at my experiences, look at my trauma, whatever it is. We can have all of these reasons to be really convinced that there's no other option. But I know from my own experience that there are limitless choices. We just have to get far enough away from all of the emotion and the charge of who we're accustomed to being and how that feels and who that is. And of course, I do that through meditation. I do that specifically through shutting down all of the associative memories in my brain that remind me of who I am. And I forget who I am. And when I've forgotten who I am and I'm simply connected to limitless possibilities, I can then receive different information. And I didn't realize, that thing I told you about of the memory and okay, it's no longer traumatic. It's all great. They made a choice. Great movie. Next, I didn't imagine that. They just came to me because I was out of my own way enough that it could. And yeah, we have to choose. We have to let go of the dark ideas. And I'm more aware now. The dark ideas, like my body says, I am missing the chemistry of you thinking scary thoughts. And they just come up for no because my body is sending a signal to my brain by activating one of those redundant neural nets that I don't want anymore. That says, come on, feel fear, feel fear, feel fear. We want this, we need this, this is important to us. Because the chemistry, my body's still conditioned to that chemistry. And so, yeah, we alone can make the choice of who we're being from moment to moment. And I know because I watched the stories of people who have completely turned their lives around from the most extreme situations in terms of physical sickness or, whole life's gone to pieces and, 2 years later, it didn't happen in 5 minutes, and 2 or 3 years later, it's completely turned around because they changed who they were being. I know it's possible. And I'm actually seeing that kind of change in my own life. It's not so dramatic, but it's dramatic to me. So, to reiterate the core message, whenever some part of you rises up and says, hell no, you've got to be joking, you can't do that, that's impossible, and whoever's suggesting that is just, in la la land, they're an idiot, I hate them, I'm angry, how dare they, whatever it is. And that's not them, and that's not the idea or the concept or anything. There's something in you that really doesn't want to change. And I'm not saying it's not conscious. Something unconscious in you is defending its position in life, that it knows how to be. It's familiar, it's known, I know how to do and be this person, and you want to go somewhere else that's unknown. And we naturally resist that kind of change. So really today is about spotting that kind of resistance in yourself. Whenever you get a polarized reaction to something, just know that it is showing you something in yourself. Not good, bad, or indifferent. It's not about, there must be something wrong with me because I had a huge reaction to that. No, it's just something that's going on in you that you can observe and pay attention to and decide if you want to continue to be like that. That's all. So, it's Monday. I was supposed to give you notices, but right now, I'm just excited that I'm here. Maybe I'll tell you notices on Wednesday. Probably the only thing that I should say, because I'm still excited about it, is that I've changed my coaching offering. Not changed, I still do one-on-ones, like a 3-hour intensive, but I've decided to offer 8 one-hour coaching sessions a week for 8 weeks, which is a great way to make a change in your life. So if you're interested in that, then just get in touch and we'll talk about it. Big love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.